Hey, do me a solid and tell me if these people are real. That's right. Your racist grandfather is giving all of his money to an AI ICE agent of a blonde woman, and she is just milking him. Go on, picture it. Imagine your grandfather being milked dry of his money. Yeah, your granddad, your bald, spotty, splotchy grandfather. Yeah, he's getting milk dry. Now that I've put that horrifying image inside of your head, outside of the horrifying images of AI I just showed you, let's talk about what this is. We have lit a wildfire from all the generative pictures to all the fun little Facebook, Instagram AI trends of you doing this and making generative AI. We have now gone too far. We are standing in the ashes of the wildfire and we're checking our phones to see if the footage is trending. Hey guys, we just lit the world on fire. The rise of AI influencers is so bad. Nowadays, everybody wants to be an influencer. You want to be an influencer, your son wants to be an influencer, your son's son wants to be an influencer. Those little sperms, wrigglies inside of your ball sack, they want to be influencers. They're just gasping at straws, hoping they can go viral one day. And hopefully the one that beats the race is going to be live streamed. We're going to be able to live stream the sperm race one day to figure out who's going to get to the egg first. Which came first, the sperm or the egg? Who knows? Doesn't really matter. But we're going to figure it out live on MrBeast.com. Go ahead and subscribe right now. One moment. Not long ago, we were building communities around real people, flawed, inconsistent, gloriously human people who made mistakes and grew and changed and sometimes let you down really bad. The next moment, well, you're telling me you haven't seen my videos in a while because the algorithm hasn't recommended it to you. Huh? Go ahead and click that notification bell. I know what you are. We are investing emotional energy in synthetic faces that never sleep, never age, never get tired, never have a bad day, never need to pause and just exist. They'll never accidentally say the N-word. It just will just be perfect. They are perfectly engineered for engagement, and that perfection is the actual problem. These synthetic personalities are growing faster than any human-made media phenomenon in history. They're pulling in revenue that would take humans creators decades to build. Brands love them, corporations adore them, ad platforms put money in them because they are controllable. They can do any ad you want to. They never have a scandal, and the videos are very interesting and fun because they can be in any situation they want to. Just type in a prompt. They never post something regrettable at 2 a.m. They never develop controversial opinions or demand better pay or unionize. They are the ideal employee, the perfect spokesperson, the compliant artist who never talks back. That is the issue I'm realizing right now, and it's so bad because it's happening over and over and over again with all of these AI influencers. And if you ever speak to these heartless snakes, whether it be Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk, who's constantly pushing Grok, or Mark Zuckerberg, actually Hood Mark Zuckerberg, go ahead Hood Mark Zuckerberg, I'm gonna give you some sauce a little bit. You looked a little bit sauced up. You guys remember Hood Mr. Beast? This was crazy. Anyways, back to the point. Mark Zuckerberg here, they're pushing meta AI and stuff of that variety. They're always gonna say, well, we're optimizing. What are we optimizing against? What are we optimizing against? We are optimizing against the messy, unpredictable, glorious chaos of human creativity. We are optimizing against the artist who spends years learning the craft, the writer who pours their trauma onto the page, the musician whose songs come from blood and struggle and late nights wondering if any of it matters. I'm talking about you, Hobo Johnson. Yes, you, Hobo Johnson. Despite the fact that I don't like you, Hobo Johnson, you're better than all this AI music. Slightly. You a little bit, you know, I gotta give Hobo Johnson credit, and it hurts my chest. Oh, I'm having gangrene. I got cystic fibrosis. You guys ever see a Hodgkin's lymphoma commercial when they're dancing? If you or your loved ones have been suffering from Hodgkin's lymphoma and then they're dancing, then they give that really long aber at the end, you may suffer from bleeding, dying, sneezing. You may lose your legs, limbs. You may lose your kneecaps. You may actually lose your toes. Your metacarpals will turn into onions, and they just go on this entire list. Oh, I miss those so much. We are optimizing against everything that makes art more than just product, and we are calling it product. We are optimizing against anything and everything that makes art more than just product, and we are calling it progress, and it's bad. The numbers are staggering, and I do mean staggering. AI influencers already have followings in the millions. They generate content 24/7, never slowing, never needing a break, never burning out. And the worst part of this whole thing is how many people either don't realize they're engaging with the simulation, message these women or these men, these people, and then give them money, and then they get AI generated responses, but then they're really happy that the big influencer is responding to them, so they continually do it, or have simply stopped caring. Just stop. They just don't care. Millions scroll. Millions. The average person, the person is probably not going to watch this video. Millions scroll, like, comment, binge watch, and feel genuine emotional investment in someone who isn't even alive. Someone who doesn't exist. You are falling in love with the prompt, dude. What's wrong with you? Someone who has no interior. Someone who has no history, no capacity for reciprocal feeling. And there is a growing choir, a growing chorus that says, well, this is fine. Who cares? Who cares if it's real? It's entertaining, right? Feels real. And my feelings are what matter the most. Is the fact that it feels real. Say a statement my dad said to me because he's trying to learn to be a better person. He said, my feelings are valid, but they're incorrect and stupid, and I deserve to actively be homeless. Sorry about that. I trauma dumped a little bit. I trauma dumped ever so slightly. That's on me. That's on me, honestly. I'm sorry. That mindset is not neutral. It erodes something foundational. It teaches us a very simple lesson. We all learned this lesson. Very simple lesson. It teaches us to value stimulation and simulation over substance. It trains you to prefer algorithmic perfection over the struggle of a real person watching real human stories. It normalizes the idea that genuine connection, well, that's it's optional, buddy. It's optional. You know what it is? This is bad. A face generated by code can satisfy the same hunger for recognition and belonging. And once that lesson is learned, it's very hard to unlearn because it feels real. So why so many people go into what I like to call AI psychosis. AI psychosis is this phenomenon where you're actively, continually giving all your all in the chat GPT and telling Meta AI and all these other things such as DeepSeek, your interpersonal connections, and you're speaking to them when actually, if you are somebody that does that and seeks advice out of AI because your friends aren't responding to you, you can't afford therapy, you are a narcissist falling in love with his reflection and drowning in the water because AI only outputs what you give it. So what you're giving it is stuff about your life and is giving you positive reinforcement because AI's only job is to keep you typing. And it does that so well. That's why every time you type something, they ask a question at the end. Can I do something for you? Can I do this for you? Would you like this? Every single time a chat GPT response comes back, it asks a question at the end. That's what it does because it needs you to engage with it more. That's what it does. On a side note, it's a very good strategy if you're on a first date is to follow up with a question after you get done with a statement if the conversation goes dry. Very smart strategy. Very smart strategy. It's the yes and strategy. It's very fun. The rot is spreading. Music generated by machines competes with songs written from lived experience. Visual arts created in milliseconds stands beside works that took lifetimes to develop. Voices that never breathed are used to sell product, to spread ideas, to influence elections with no consent, no royalties, no lineage, no accountability. And this is how we get a marketplace where humans are being priced out of their own culture. That's what's happening. The cost of replication has dripped below the cost of creation. Why pay a human when a machine can do it cheaper, faster, and without complaint? And I know what you're gonna say. I feel so hopeless. How can we fight against these things? We just gotta start Luigi Mangione and people. That's what we gotta start doing. No, that's extreme. You shouldn't do that. I'm not endorsing that. Don't do that. Don't do that. I don't want to get sued. Don't do that. Training AI systems create massive amounts of energy. Every model, every data set, every training cycle leaves a carbon footprint. Our planet, already buckling under climate stress, is now bearing the weight of digital production that neither tells truth nor nature's beauty. We are burning the real world to power the simulation. We are creating the matrix for ourselves, and we're not even talking about whether the trade is worth it. That's what's happening here. And I keep hearing people talk about how AI is using so much water. Ignore the water for like 1 second because crops use more water. If you do that, some idiot is going to come at you with a secondary the argument and tell you, actually, did you know that agriculture and crops use more water than AI? They do. That's 100% a fact. And we are in a little bit of a water crisis, but we're in a water crisis of drinking water and usable water. That's the big issue. Let me explain what the bigger issue is. The bigger issue is the fact of the energy consumption, because the energy consumption is destroying small towns. You put a data center in a small town, it raises the cost of electricity for everybody around there. A small family that was paying $70 a month for their electricity bill is now going to be paying $426 a month because the data center needs more electricity, so it rises and bumps up the price because it's destroying a small town. That's the bigger issue about things. And outside of that, it's the waste that actually happens with AI and the destruction it does to the environment, because that clear out forests and deforestation, and it ruins the drinking water for a lot of animals, so they get destroyed and drowned out. So the economy and the ecological front of all things is getting destroyed. The actual ecosystem is getting annihilated. If you ever want to have a good argument against AI, that's what's happening. It doesn't. Most people don't even care about the artist. Most people don't. Most people don't care. They say, oh, well, guess what? I don't want to pay for an artist to commission them because I don't have enough money. I'm just going to generate this funny, cute little picture. It's generative AI. It's going to be so fun. It's going to be cute. It's going to be quirky. Well, let me explain something to you, bucko. Let me explain something to you, Frederick. I know who you are, Frederick. I'm going to explain something to you. You are ruining the earth in more ways than just the water supply. Ignore the water for like 3 seconds and focus on everything else in combination with what everything is doing. The carbon footprint that is being put onto our earth is so stressful for everything, all because you want to see a girl who is half black, half white. I've never seen this before. Look at this. You think this person with vitiligo is real? No, this person with vitiligo isn't real. That's not how vitiligo works. She's so pretty. She's both black and white. She can say the N-word and get a good credit score. Are you stupid? No one can get a good credit score in this economy. Everybody can say the N-word. They feel like it. Just they gotta deal with the social repercussions of that N-word. That's what it is. So let me ask it plainly. Is the value extracted from synthetic influencers worth the environmental price? Is it worth the price of humanity? Is a perfectly curated, algorithmically generated smile worth the carbon cost of the servers running behind it? Do you want to be the people off WALL-E? Is that what you want to be? The people on the ship off WALL-E? Is that what you want? That's what you care about? That's what you want to be? Is the engagement metric worth the degradation of our cultural commons? Because if we do not ask these questions now, we may find that the art we lose pales in comparison to the world we sacrifice. Think about that. But I'm going to offer you hope. Here's the thing about fires, right? Wildfire, you started, you know what I'm saying? We talked about it in the beginning. You were there. You're my friend. You were there. They can be contained. We are not yet past the point of no return. We have the opportunity right now to demand something better. Right now, we can demand regulation that protects human creators, that enforces transparency, clear, unmissable labeling of all synthetic content, that taxes or limits the most extractive AI practices, using the revenue to support the artists and creators whose livelihoods are being displaced. We can invest in substantial computing research to reduce the ecological toll. We can build support systems for the humans being priced out of their own industries with mutual aid and other things in that variety. We can do this. These are not impossible goals. They're choices, and we have the agency to make them. Despair is what the algorithms thrive on. That's why you interact with rage bait content so often. Despair makes us scroll. Despair makes us consume. Despair makes us accept the simulation because the alternative feels too heavy to carry. But despair is not the only option, because here is what AI cannot replicate, at least not yet. It cannot replicate solidarity. It cannot replicate empathy that isn't programmed, connection that isn't engineered, rebellion that isn't encoded in training data. It cannot replicate the stubborn, powerful, beautiful, messy, inconvenient fact of humans choosing each other. The same technology that threatens to homogenize culture can also be used to amplify diverse voices, to democratize access to tools, to foster creativity in ways that we have not yet imagined. The key is that humans must stay in the driver's seat. We cannot outsource our souls to lines of code. Please, we can't do that. The rise of AI influencers has to be a wake-up call. We need regulation. But more than that, we need a cultural reckoning. We need to ask ourselves what we actually value and why. We need to remember that art is not just spectacle of, oh, it looks pretty. Art is the vessel of our history, our pain, our joy, our collective imagination. It is how we know we were here. It is how we tell the next generation what it felt like to be alive. That's the value of art. We must protect art because without it, we are just data. We must save our planet Because creativity means nothing if the world we live in cannot support us, and we must save each other from complacency, from the numbing comfort of easy engagement, from the seductive illusion that something synthetic can never replace something real. Because it can't. It never can, it never will, it never should. You can mimic the surface, but it cannot reach the depth. Understand? Understand what I mean? May be able to generate something for you, but it cannot feel the joy. The machine can produce content endlessly, but it cannot create meaning. That is still ours. That is still human. And that is worth fighting for. Please, do work and try. Well, how do I try, Mr. TV? You know what I do every single day? I call my state representative like 50 times and bother the hell out of them. I just call them 50 times and just annoy them and complain to them. If I had 50 people extra to do that and call 50 times, that's 250. And if those 50 people got 50 people, we can get even more numbers. We can get to 5,000. We can keep going and going and going. I probably did that math wrong, but it doesn't really matter. Please don't talk about my math. I'm not that good at math. I promise you I'm not. In any case, thank you much for checking out my video. If you guys want to subscribe, like, comment, all that jazz, go ahead and do all that. Hit the notification bell if you want to. You don't have to. It's your decision. I'm not going to force you to do anything you don't want to do. Or you could also give me $1 a month on Patreon. There's nothing over there realistically. There's nothing extra. It's just general support to help me out. It's $1 a month. If you don't want to, you don't have to. My Patreon's in the description. I think I'm going to put it on the top comment. If I forget, it's still in the description. Have a lovely day or night wherever you're at. I'm out. Peace. Bye.
I'm your Nick and Night, be my Laurel Angelo. Ooh, happy to try what you need. Your world, I love to live in it. Ooh, I love the ride when you're free.